I just remembered something else that I'm like, I'm not laughing at it, but um, I mean, I'm nervous laughing, like, kind of. It's more like a, oh my god, I can't believe that happened, kind of laugh type of thing, right? It's possible that I was human, uh, that I was bought in an attempt to human traffic me. Well, when I was when I lived in Daytona Beach, Florida, for like a couple months, or no, about a month. Um, I was I was working at a strip club. I was a dancer. Um, I got fired for the one because I didn't know that there's a literal law against getting a ride home from a customer if you're a dancer, because they consider it prostitution. Did not know that. Um, and so I got fired and went to another club. And I was there for like 2 nights in a row. And the second night, I meet this dude who called himself Chopper. It was a lie that he was, because he claimed to be the Chopper from Pimp My Ride. But I was like, no, you don't even look like him. What are you talking about? But I was like, whatever, you know? Um, and he was talking to the owner, the proprietor of the place, while we were there. He was like, I had moved down there with a couple of coke addicts. I didn't know they were coke addicts until they spent all of our money that we were pooling together to get out of the hotel and into a place um on coke. That's the first time I tried coke. I had like 7 or 8 lines, and I was like, "Woo!" I fucking loved that shit. That was fun. Uh, it's not for me though. I don't give a fuck. I never really pursued it because, like, bitch, that shit's expensive. But I only did the coke because I'm like, bitch, that was my money too. Fuck you guys. You guys suck. You know, and that was a bad situation. So I felt like I was stuck with these people. And they so when I met him, and I was just, I was an oversharer back then. You think I overshare in this channel? Bitch, please. I was oversharing with everybody in person. It's one thing to overshare online. It's another thing to overshare in person, because that's when you really in danger. Like, of course, there's it's because there's only a certain type of oversharing that can put you in danger online, and that's, telling people your address, your phone number, your you know, like telling people, yeah, I have this appointment at this one place at this time, and da da da, and then posting it like this exact date and time, so everybody knows exactly where you're gonna be and when and all that stuff. Um, stuff like that. That's the type of oversharing that puts you in danger online. But any kind of oversharing in person puts you in danger. Like, period. It just does. Especially with strangers. Okay, so I was telling him my situation. He's like, I can get you out of here, blah, blah, blah. And I just remember, I didn't know he meant that night, but I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm going to get out of here, right? And before we left, I saw him talking to the proprietor. And I heard the proprietor say, yeah, go ahead and get her out of here. And I didn't hear what Chopper said to him, but I saw them shake hands. And that didn't register as meaning anything. Actually, no. What it registered to me as is I must have done something wrong, and I'm fired, So I said, well, fuck, this guy's saving me. He's just rescuing me. Nigga, I bet you he paid that motherfucker to take me away from there. Because what do they need to shake hands for? What does he need to talk to my boss about getting me out of there for? My boss didn't know any of that didn't know my situation. I thought I did something wrong, and he fired me because he was a really nice dude, at least I thought. Um, he's very understanding, very encouraging and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. And it was only my second night there. And, but I thought I fucked up and whatever. So we go back to his place. It was him and another, and some other chick, another dancer from another spot that was riding with us home. I went to he took me back to the hotel me and the other people were staying at, and the dude, it was a couple and they had a little girl. He was at the hotel with the little girl taking care of his daughter. And the wife was at work with me. And I told her I was leaving. I lied and said, I'm going to go do laundry. Because we couldn't do laundry where we were. And I was like, fuck yeah. I'm not a good liar. Everyone I have ever lied to knew I was lying. Like, except for my mom that one time. Like, that was weird. Why would you believe that? That's so dumb. I was 9 years old, bitch. I was 7. What the fuck? Anyways. I go there. Dude's like, what's going on? I was like, I'm going to do laundry. And I gather all my shit and I get out. And they knew something was up because I wouldn't answer my phone either. Dude, I was turned on by the chick. I don't remember her name. I think it was Kiki or some shit that she went by. Me and her start fooling around. And while her and I are fooling around, Chopper's bitch ass, decides to put it in me. And I'm like moving my hips around, like trying to run away from him. And like once he got it all the way in there, I jumped up and I was like, bro, no. And then he took it anyway. So, and Kiki was all for it. She didn't give a fuck. I was done at that point. I was like, yo, I don't want to touch either one of y'all. Don't fucking touch me. But they wouldn't listen. So that was fun. And then the next day, I told, on the way to work, me and Kiki, I told her no, that wasn't it. The next day, I didn't say anything to anybody. The next day, I didn't bring it up. Next day, we're talking, we're chilling, blah, blah, blah. I'm being the entertaining person that I could be, whatever, singing for them, all that shit, telling stories. And then me and Kiki go to work at a different place, the Sharks Lounge, I do believe it was. Because the place that I got fired from the first time was a club called Biggins. And then the other club that I think I got sold at was Club Topic. And then me and Kiki were working at the Sharks Lounge, which was pretty fucking cool, but it was, like, the place was cool. The stage was a shark tank. You had little sharks swimming around in the tank underneath your feet. And this is back when I had an irrational fear of sharks. I got over that real quick. Had to. Chopper had laid down one specific fucking rule for me. Do not speak to black customers. I didn't think that was a real thing until like he saw me talking to a black dude who I had just had an exchange with him, the black dude that I was talking to. I was like, do you want to get a dance or whatever? Because we were talking, chatting it up, and then I said, hey, you want You want to get a dance? Because, private dance, 20 bucks or whatever. He's like, we in a recession. I was like, then I guess well, if that's the case, you can't afford to be here. And I walked away. And then Chopper pulls me aside. And he's like, I told you not to be talking to black people. What? What? So anyways, but I was at a loss because everybody else that wasn't black was already talking to somebody, and I'm not cutthroat like that to be cutting in on another dancer's money. Like, bro, what? So I only made like 60 bucks that night. He said, yeah, Kiki broke down the rules to be that we give Chopper our money every night. So I only made like 60 bucks. He said, this ain't shit or whatever. I was drunk. I came home drunk that night. I mean, I was drunk all the time back then. But, and when I'm laying in my room, he comes in, I told him, no, I'm too drunk. My head is spinning. I don't feel good. Please stop. And, he doesn't listen. I don't know why I thought he would. I'm pushing on him. He's not paying attention. He doesn't give a fuck while he's doing it. And then finally, I just flopped. And I started crying. Like, and the thing is, this is what the worst thing is. While I was pushing and fighting him, and he was doing it anyway, he's like, this is the best pussy I've ever had. And I just flopped, and I just started crying. And he's like, what's wrong? I said, I told you no. Please stop. So he did. And he left the room. And I locked the door behind him. And the next day, he gave me my 60 bucks back and said, this ain't gonna work out, but at least you're a good person, and I could trust you. And then he started showing me all this jewelry he had in places and telling me how much everything in his place cost and shit. And I'm like, and he's like, and you didn't even take any of that shit. I was like, well, yeah, I'm not a thief. So I packed my one bag of shit, and I walked. He wasn't even offering to give me a ride anywhere because I asked him, and he's like, no, just you figure it out. Bye. So yeah. Anyways, just decided to share that with y'all. I'd be interested to hear. I mean, looking back, I think that's what almost happened to me. Like, I was bought. But I would be interested to hear what other people think about that. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. This was another reason why I hated women for so long. It's aside from my mother. No, I got the nights mixed up. The night that I was talking to a black man and he told me, I told you not to do that, was the next night after he raped me. Because I remember having a conversation with Kiki on our way back to work the next day, and I told her what happened. Oh, shit. Oh my God. The next morning, after he raped me, he was telling me he was going to marry me and we were going to move to Minnesota. And I was like, I don't want to marry you. And he's like, no, it's fine. We're going to get married and I'll take care of you and we're going to live it up. We're going to do all this fun stuff and we're going to go on trips and travel the world and all that. And I'm like, I don't want to. He's like, you'll be fine. You'll see. You'll change your mind. And on the way to work, I told Kiki everything and how he raped me and how he said he wanted to marry me, and her response was oh, that's wonderful. She said it was wonderful. By the way, Kiki was black too. Chopper was black. All three of us were black. Which adds to, aside from my mother, aside from the white supremacist foundation my mother laid, that event made me really fucking hate black people. Like, hardcore. And women. Like, she's like, this is wonderful. I said, why? How is it wonderful? What? This is horrible. She said, oh, honey, you're just nervous. It's gonna be okay. And then the night where I was talking to the black dude and he told me, I told you not to do this, and I came home with only $60 and I gave it to him and he's like, this ain't shit or whatever. We'll talk in the morning. And the next morning he told me all that stuff like, you gotta go. But at least I know you could trust you. I wish it could have worked out between us. Because that he did the whole, because I could trust you, look at all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. He's pulling money and jewelry and things of that nature out of all these hiding spots. And he's like, you could have easily done that. Ain't none of this locked up. It's just tucked away. But you didn't do that. And that's good on you. But you got to go because it's just not going to work out. I asked him to give me a ride to a station or a shelter. He said, nope, you just got to go. Just go. His place was out in Davenport. It wasn't even in Daytona Beach. So I stayed at a women's shelter somewhere. And they were able to get me a Greyhound ticket back to Virginia, where I got back with my boyfriend at the time, to which I ended up getting married in August of that same year. Because I told him what happened. He said, that's terrible. Yeah, I got you, whatever. But yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. I just wanted to share that with y'all because, so just because this channel's theme, quote unquote, is my life, my healing journey. So this is very on brand, quote unquote, for my channel. So I'll see you guys later.